Hey, what's up? I'm Jason Currier with the Calaveras Enterprise and Sierra Lodestar. And recently, Nate Frazier of the Sound Temple in Angels Camp was kind enough to take time out of his day to sit down and have a little chat with us. Nate is a producer, performer, visionary, and the owner and operator of the Sound Temple in Angels Camp. The actual physical location of the Sound Temple is 1283 South Main Street. So it's literally right in the heart of Angels Camp. You can also go to natenathan.com to get more information about the Sound Temple. While you're at natenathan.com, you can also become a monthly member of the Sound Temple. For your $20 donation, which helps keeps the lights burning at the old temple, you can join them for their weekly vocal workshops. They do Classical Tuesdays where they meet on Tuesday and listen to some classical music and then discuss it afterwards. Sounds super cool. They have weekly prayer meetings, and once a month, Nate brings in a presenter who's also a creative person from the industry. So, in other words, for example, last month Nate brought in a musical producer and he discussed recording music. So if you're a producer, musical creator, musician, singer, songwriter in the area, I highly recommend going and checking out Sound Temple. Nate's got a really cool energy about him as a person. What he's got going on at the Sound Temple has a cool little vibe going on there. Again, highly recommended if you're a musical creator in the area. I highly recommend going to either physically going to the Sound Temple. They open their weekly prayer meetings, and Classical Tuesday. Those are both open to the public. So you don't have to be a member to go to their weekly prayer meetings or to go to Classical Tuesdays. So if you're kind of curious about what they've got going on at the Sound Temple and you want to check it out and maybe want to meet Nate and meet the man himself, again, you can go down to their Classical Tuesdays and their prayer meetings, either one or both, and those are both open to the public. Here now is the conversation that I got to have with Nate Nathan of the Sound Temple. If you could please give us a like, don't forget to subscribe, and click that little notification bell to receive notification when we post our new stuff. Thanks, you guys. Enjoy. My name's Jason Currier. I'm with the Calaveras Enterprise and Sierra Lodestar. And my guest with me here today is Nathan Frazier of Sound Temple in Angels Camp.
All right.
How are we doing today?
Doing good. Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having us at the temple.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about well, let's start with you.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you from the area? Are you new to the area? What?
I've been living here since 1999 with my family, yeah, I've been here playing music. For the past 10 years, I've been gigging professionally just around playing shows. And I went to Columbia College, studied composition.
I'm a claim jumper too.
You're a claim jumper, nice. Yeah, so just been local here for a long time, playing music and a part of the community in many different ways, yeah.
So now the Sound Temple is in Angels Camp.
In downtown Angels Camp.
Downtown Angels Camp. Yeah. What exactly do you guys do here? So
it's a creative space, and it also has a spiritual element to it. Every week we have different events that happen. So on every other Monday we do vocal workshops, once for the little ones and then workshop for everyone else. Oh. Tuesday we have Classical Tuesday, so we listen to classical music and we talk about it, hang out. Wednesdays is something we call Jambient, and so we play ambient music and jam. Everyone brings their instruments. And then Thursday is a men's prayer group. Once a month we have a special guest come and we do something called a temple talk, and so we've had everyone from an opera singer, an architect, a chiropractor, and it's kind of like a live TED talk.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
I think I saw something on, you had some recordings and some musical producers speak at the last one.
Yes, Scott Motton, yeah, he's an incredible recording engineer, and he was here at the last one. Awesome. Yeah.
What a great thing.
Yeah, it's been really fun. The whole idea kind of was what are the things that have been most important in my life that have fueled me and my creativity? And what if we just made some type of kind of entity that had it all available for everyone else?
Nice.
Yeah.
So for any kind of age range and experience, then if it's just somebody that wants to, maybe they think they've got something in their voice, then they've always been curious.
Totally. Absolutely.
To somebody that's doing this professionally even could get something out of the Sound Temple.
Absolutely, yeah. And you know, we specialize as far as my private lessons. I teach voice, but I also kind of do a little recording engineer teaching. I kind of wanted to, whatever I do, that's kind of available for you to learn from, and just having a space where that's happening. It's a good, I don't know, it's a good vibe. I remember back in the day we used to have the Mercantile, which was just a legendary.
Yeah.
I played some of my first shows there.
Oh, is that right?
And so that was very inspiring, because it was like, even if you weren't here for a specific thing, if you just came in the space, it just kind of felt creative, and you felt like you could do something there.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to recreate that same type energy?
That kind of energy, yeah, incorporated with a lot of other things that I've experienced in my life. Funny story, this whole actual Sound Temple started in virtual reality.
Oh, is that right? Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forget to share that, but that's pretty a unique element of it. A cousin of mine, his name is Jonathan, he was big in VR. He invited me to kind of come in there, and there was all this world creating. So I said, let me create the first world. I'll call it the Sound Temple. I'll perform in there once a week. I'm in front of my keyboard with a headset on.
That's great.
Playing for these people and then teaching after. And then eventually I said, you know what? I think we should bring this to this reality. And so, yeah.
What a cool thing.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And being a kid that grew up in this area and not being a kid that was into 4-H or football.
Yeah.
If you're not into those two things, or at least that's the way it was when I was young.
Sure.
If you're not into one of those two things, like I was an artsy kid.
Yeah, yeah. Not a lot.
Yeah, not a lot there. So it's great that you've got this space that people can come express themselves and come be creative.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see not even myself only, but maybe other people will start thinking in that kind of way too. I mean, there are a lot of people thinking in that way and doing stuff like that. Right. But the more the better, right? When people get out of graduate high school and it's like, okay, I don't have to just go to LA to pursue music or further this knowledge. I can actually, even outside of college, I can keep learning. If I'm 70 and I want to learn more and explore more, I can do that.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. So for someone that is trying to express themselves in this way and trying to kind of come down this path, and maybe they're sitting at home right now and they're listening to it and they're like going, you know what, I can play the guitar, I like to sing, but I've never really been able to take that next step. Do you have any kind of advice for folks like that besides put yourself out there?
Yeah. You know, I think it's powerful. Influence is powerful. When you get around the right people, there's a camaraderie that happens. And so I always recommend find someone who's doing maybe what you want to do, or even looks similar to what you're aspiring to do, and get close to them and just become friends with them. I always encourage people, even if you're not a member, we do this $20 membership and you do all the things. But even if you're not, if you want to just come in the space and just talk about music and just talk about aspirations, it's amazing how that can just like pull you out of your shell. And
creativity can be contagious.
It can be contagious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great thing to provide this space for that. That's spectacular.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm honored to do it. It's just as rich as the people who have had rich experiences here. For me, it's just as rich. I recently started recording my next album.
Oh, is that right?
And I can't believe like how inspired I am just based off of the interactions I have here every day.
Right.
It's like, wow, this is feeding me in an artistic way. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So how do folks find you if they can't make it to the actual temple? They want to maybe look you up online, that sort of thing. How do they find you?
Yeah, you can. NateNathan.com has all the information of everything. You can also find Nate Nathan on Instagram or Nate Nathan Sound Temple, Facebook, or and just shoot me a message and say, hey, I want to know more. Maybe can you offer? What do you offer? And I'll be happy to talk. Yeah.
And again, you work with young people that are just now learning it, and folks that have been doing it for a while.
Absolutely, yeah. This past year, I've got quite a few private voice lessons who are C-stars at the theater.
Oh, excellent.
Incredible singers, and so working with them is like that's been a whole different demographic. And then some who are retired, I've been working with, and we just recently worked with someone who is actually with the Murphys Creek Theater.
It's funny how just little changes
Yeah.
make such a big difference.
Totally. Man.
Probably the same thing with music.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Just a little difference.
Oh man! And even when I do vocal coaching, I have about 14 students right now.
Oh wow.
And it's just like a little like, okay, you have a larynx. Okay, you yawn. There's your larynx. If you lower that when you go to your high notes instead of going up, you'll have a bigger range. And they do that, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll keep going up and it's just
be quite a thing to see, like that light in their eye.
Oh man, yeah. I love seeing that.
Yeah, that actually gave me goosebumps. Just thinking about
It's just right.
Like, wow.
A huge breakthrough. You think you can only sing this high, and then all of a sudden you're like, it opens up. It's
To be like the thing that got him there. That helped him there, that must be quite a charge.
Quite a charge.
Yeah.
An honor is like.
Yeah.
It's like it makes you just want to run around the street like, hey, I want to give you a tip. Come here. Totally.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Calaveras Enterprise for all the wheres and whys and who's and how's and whens and what you need. In Calaveras County, when you want the lowdown, yeah, the Enterprise is what you want to read to get all the local politics, weather, sports, cops, criminals, and courts, and other sorts of Calaveras news. Get the Calaveras Enterprise delivered to you. 754